You are now watching The Lone Blown. Blown! Use code The Lone Blown to save when you're registering for Hyperlux events. It will save you on your registration, and there's some large prizes. Be sure to check it out. Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? You are back here at The Lone Blown. I'm Zach Lesage, and thank you so much for stopping by here today, peeps. Today we're going to be going over Dragapult VMAX. This deck has largely crushed the Ultra Prism to Rebel Clash metagame that we've seen, but how does it fare with Darkness Ablaze becoming a new release? Well, we have Eternatus VMAX that's kind of taken one of the top spots as one of the best decks in the metagame, and it's Dark type, and Dragapult VMAX is weak to Dark. So considering Dragapult VMAX is going to get one shot for 2 energies and can't really kind of come back to a 340 HP Pokemon, it might have fallen a little bit down the tier list. But with Control coming back, and with decks such as Baby Blacephalon, Zacian ADP, which is still winnable, there's a lot of things that are very winnable for Dragapult VMAX in this current format. So I think it's interesting. As long as you avoid Eternatus VMAX, you could be okay. So let's go over how this deck works. So this deck is all set up to use Max Phantom, 130 damage, and you can put 5 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way you like. So you want to just keep on doing more and more damage to manipulate your opponent's Pokemon getting knocked out so you could draw multiple prize cards. We added Crobat from Darkness Ablaze to give us an option, and the biggest reason why we added it is because we put Piers in here, because we could search our deck for an energy card and a dark Pokemon. We could search out any energy card with Piers, which allowed us to put Aurora energy into the deck, and Yveltal-GX, so we could place damage counters and go for a Doom Count GX. We have Zigzagoon to manipulate damage counters a little bit more with the Max Phantom, or for Doom Count, Dedenne-GX for support, Jirachi to make sure our deck's consistent, and of course we got to evolve from somewhere. We're evolving from Dragapult V. Do remember that Jet Assault does get around Zamazenta V, and you can do more damage with Jet Assault. So I think that's pretty cool right there. Jet Assault does more damage than Max Phantom, that is. We have Energy Spinner to make sure that we can get our attacks off. Mysterious Treasure because it can search out our Dragapult and Dragapult VMAX. Quick Ball allows us to grab out our basic Pokemon. Reset Stamp can hurt our opponents. Scoop of Neck can bring back those Zigzagoons or Jirachi. Switch to get out of Jirachi or other situations. Boss Orders to bring up what we like. We got Marnie to disrupt our opponents. We went over Piers, but Piers is the new addition to this deck. Remember, we can grab any energy, and we can always grab a Zigzagoon, Yveltal, or Crobat V. I think the Piers build of this deck is really interesting, and it's something that I'm glad that I could come up with before the Atlas POG. Got Professor's Research, which just allows us to get kind of just cut through the deck, make sure we can get whatever we want. A couple copies of Escape Board. Some lists used to play a little bit more, but that's when Pikarom was off and poppin'. Aurora Energy allows us to attack with our Yveltal-GX, and we can also double it up as an energy to attack with anything in the deck at this point. Horror Psychic is great to put on your Dragapult or Dragapult VMAX, and then we have our Psychic Energy. So overall, we got some cool stuff going on here. Do I think something like Mewtwo or the Giratina that discards special energies could be cool in this deck? Yeah, but largely, I'm not sure what we'd want to cut out. Maybe 3 Piers is too much. Maybe it's not enough. We'll find out in the deck profile. Before we jump into the deck profile, remember to hit that subscribe button, like this video. And if you've got any questions or comments about the list, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Remember, the list is always in the description along with all of my other social links. So check that out. Okay, let's jump into some games. Okay, so we got our opponent calling the coin flip here. And let's see what they decide to give us. Maybe we'll go first. Oh, we lost the coin flip. How's it gonna work? We do want to go first with the Dragapult VMAX deck. A little bit of a confusing hand here, but I'm not necessarily disappointed with it. The Piers might be saving our butts. So we'll see exactly what our opponent decides to flip over. Or whatever they were forced to flip over, I should say. And yeah, we don't want to put the Yveltal-GX down on our bench yet. So they're going to start with Jirachi. I mean, we're out here stunning with our pre-release promo Jirachis. So let's see. Let's see exactly what we can get here. Oh, they got Crushing Hammer. That might be a little bit difficult for us to deal with. But they didn't get really much out. Oh, we got Energy Spinner too. That's fine. Let's go, since they have the Crushing Hammer in their hands, let's go ahead here, drop the Piers, because we don't need, we're dropping things that we don't need. Let's check through our prize cards really quickly, see what we've got going on. I'm going to grab the energy for the Dragapult. And let's go ahead and Marnie our opponents. So they no longer have the Crushing Hammer in their hands. That's cool. And it seems like we're all set up for next turn. We can get a Dragapult VMAX. We can Professor's Research. Looks like we got some stuff going on. We might as well... Actually, we don't even know what our opponent's playing here. Let's just pass. Yeah. Let's pass right now. We don't know exactly what's going on. Let's just chill with it. It's hard to tell when your opponent's just like Jirachi, pass. Okay, so they're playing Vika. Vika might be difficult for us, maybe. Had I known they were playing Vika, I would have loved to play other things. But if they don't end up getting their turn 1 item lock off... Jeez with those Crushing Hammers! Stop, stop, stop! We actually covered this deck on the channel before, so check that out. It's going to be really cool. They play Turbo Patch and Crushing Hammers. Flip.deck. So far they don't have access to the Vikavolt's paralyzing bolts. We might be okay in this case. Marnie. Are they going to Marnie us? Lightning Energy. Okay, they're going right in for the Marnie. No Guzmahala to guarantee the Thunder Mountain. I'm not even stunning about this hand. That seems okay. Let's go ahead and go... This is tough. We're going to discard one of those. We're going to go Quick Ball. Do we want to go... Let's go Crobat. Yes. Let's put it on there. I don't think it matters for Vikavolt. We just two-shot them anyways. So yeah, let's go Crobat. Let's go Escape Board. Let's go Mysterious Treasure here. Getting out our Dragapults. And I don't necessarily want to take the first shot of damage. I'm just going to take that away, grabbing a Dedenne-GX. Let's go Scoop Up Net again. Can place some damage counters on the Dedenne-GX, and there's no point of us... Oh, we still have access to Stellar Wish. I did not even realize that. We'll grab a Professor's Research in case they play like a power plant down. So we're just going to chill, big old chill on this, and we're fine. So let's see what our opponent does. We might have martied them into the absolute nastiness. I don't even think we actually have a stadium in this deck, more and more that I think about it. The Piers seems like it took over that idea. So if they've got Thunder Mountain out, they got Thunder Mountain out the entire game. I'm fine with that, Marnie, to be honest. Oh, maybe not that one. Okay, let's see what let's see what we got here. So we can't play any of the items in our hand. There's no point of us playing anything else down. I don't want to play Yveltal-GX down in this matchup. So let's go Research. Oh, wow. Let's go Dedenne. So we're just trying to cut through our deck. They might play some weird attacks here. We want to start getting those attacks off. And they just go Paralyzing Bolt. They're going to be in a rough spot. So there's one press card. We'll take an energy. I mean, I think we're just going to be chilling. We just don't want to be playing too many other cards. We need energies. If we have an energy in our hands, I think we're just chilling. If we don't have a stadium, I'm pretty sure we don't have a stadium. We might just be in a rough spot. How many do they have to play? They could go... I'm just going to discard things that don't matter to us. I probably could have discarded the quick ball. That would have been better. But largely, it doesn't matter. I don't think our opponent can win this game. They're at 6 prize cards. We're down to 3. And they have to use Paralyzing Bolts. Otherwise, we just gain complete access to our deck. Now, there's another Crushing Hammerheads for them. Might be awkward. There's an Electro Power. There's a Coco. The Marnie might be okay for us. We actually probably have a better chance of getting energies. Yep, there's our energy. They have one Crushing Hammer left, I think. I don't know if they played Team Yellgrunt. There's another Crushing Hammer. Jeez, still... Stop. Okay, perfect. So they got 2 and 2. That's what can be expected. So even though that they're playing a Crushing Hammer item lock build, we're chilling here. They're going to hit into us. See, the Super Zap Cannon doesn't even knock us out. We're at 270. And we could just attack them with the other one. I just don't want to give them the freebie prize card. So let's go ahead here. Let's switch into Jirachi, Stellar Wish, see what we got going on over here. We're going to grab the boss orders in our hands, so at least we have access to it. We'll put the energy there. I don't think we have a way to instantly win the game. They could always just bring back the Dedenne-GX. Let's hit right here. So let's go 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's a knockout. Set up for a knockout. And then we'll just place the other one on the Vikavolt. I don't think the damage necessarily matters where we place it at that point. So there's one prize card. And now we're just kind of down to the final moment. I don't think it's possible for our opponent to get a knockout on this Dragapult VMAX. So they're just going to take the knockout, go out. Okay, Reset Stamp is hot. That's a hot play on their behalf, I'm not going to lie. So we'll see exactly what we get here. Okay, so we got an energy. Can we rip it off the top with Stellar Wish? And I mean, we're literally just that good at the game that we can just rip anything we want off. So let's bring that up. 2 prize cards for the end. Yeah, and our opponent's just going to concede. They know what's happening. We got there. Okay, so we're waiting here for our opponent to call the coin flip. And we lost the coin flip. Maybe they'll let us go first. Nah, we're going to go second again, but that's okay. We did get a Jirachi Dragapult V start, which is particularly strong for us. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's go Jirachi. Yeah, there's no point of us putting anything else down. Okay, so maybe with our opponent's Pikarom deck, Pikarom deck box, Pikarom sleeves, Tapu Koko start, tag call, we're probably playing against Pikarom. The matchup's not too bad. The lack of our stadium is probably what's going to hurt us. Because again, I think I forgot to add the stadium into this deck. Now, it might not be something that we forget as Piers has been added into the deck. It might be we don't necessarily need it. Power Plant's in a weird spot for this deck. So if we were to add in Power Plant, I know that some Dragapult lists used to run Power Plant. Crobat V is out now. So is Eldegoss V, so it doesn't necessarily stop everything. We also have Shrine of Punishment. But as Crobat V and Eldegoss V become more popular, especially with VMAX Pokemon, kind of shutting out cards like Pikachu and Zekrom-GX, Shrine of Punishment isn't that great. Maybe like 1 or 2 Chaotic Swell is hot, or maybe playing just a single Marshadow, but that's all I could really think of at this time. Spikemouth might not be terrible, but again, it's still a weird just weird idea. We're gonna go, Quick Ball away at boss's orders. We're gonna get out another Dragapult V. I'm gonna get down both of these. See what Stellar Wish brings us. Marnieing our opponent doesn't sound too bad. I don't know entirely what their hand has beyond Guzma and Hala, but let's just go Marnie here and see what's up. And we have the Scoop Up Net, we have the Mysterious Treasure. I mean, I feel pretty okay about this. We're just gonna pass here. See what's up after that. Okay, there's their tag call. I mean, the tag call engine's really consistent, because they'll be able to get out that Guzma Hala. This is a matchup that I've always found is a little bit difficult. Especially... I don't even know why, like, it's one of those matches I can't ever put my finger on it. It's just the speed of their deck compared to the amount of prize cards they give off. Hiram's a really good deck, and we don't do that much damage. 180 for 2 energies is fine, but even comparing it to Eternatus VMAX, Eternatus is doing 270 for 2 energies. So it makes it a really weird kind of outcome. So it looks like our opponent's getting fully set up here. I don't see any reason why our opponent would not be able to go full blitz this turn. So let's see that Thunder Mountain get dropped. Huzzah. Okay, there's a knockout. Are they going to power up the Raichu or the Pikarom? They're definitely not going to power up the Jirachi. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let's see exactly what we could do here. Our opponent got a quick start. All the power to them. Let's take away one of our reset stamps. Yeah. Let's grab a Dragapult VMAX. So my plan is to knock out the Pikarom, put 4 damage counters onto the Raichu and a Alolan Raichu GX, knock that out with an Yveltal-GX. Okay, let's see. Let's get that magic Marnie. Come on, Marnie! Okay, we did get the Energy Spinner, which is cool. And we also did get Piers. I don't necessarily know how I feel about Piers, because Piers can grab us everything we want. Let's discard a Professor's Research, since we're going to discard one anyways. So next turn, we could have the Yveltal in hands, which is kind of hot. So let's go Max Phantom. We're going to place the 4 on the Raichu. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place the other damage counter on the Jirachi. And really see what happens this upcoming turn. I mean, I feel pretty confident that the Yveltal-GX might be... It might allow us to win the game, because the Piers is just such a nasty little combo with it. And I mean, I'm super jealous of Piers, their hair. Their hair is insane. Okay, there's the switch into Jirachi. If our opponent's going for the Lightning Ride GX for the knockout, which I mean is a stretch, they need like 3 Electro Powers, I believe, 250. Yeah, we'll see exactly how it goes. They need to get all their remaining Electro Powers, or 2 Electro Powers and a Vitality Band if they play that. Oh, I guess if they attack us, I should have predicted that they're going to attack us with Raichu and Alolan Raichu, and left it with 2 damage counters left, because now the Yveltal-GX doesn't work. That might have been the big brain play. That if they ever attack us with Raichu, they take the damage. Still, it's fine. We're not... I don't think we're necessarily in a losing position. I just think we're in a slightly more rough position than expected. What are they going for here? So we're paralyzed. That's okay with me right now. We just gotta go Professor's Research here. We do have access to Switch. Does the Quick Ball matter in any capacity? We're not getting out another Dragapult VMAX, so let's just see what we can get here. Rip. So we're just going to pass here, hopefully sacrifice another prize card to our opponent. If they have boss orders, we might be in a tough spot. I could have retreated the Jirachi. I just didn't want them to like leave this Dragapult VMAX, get knocked out, and then we're just dealing with one energy. I just hope that our opponent's able to do it. So my mistake on the Yveltal-GX, I forgot about Horror Psychic Energy. Something to consider too when you're playing this deck. Don't forget about those damage placements. It makes this deck arguably a little bit more tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 240, 250 on that Boltons. And our opponent's going to be taking focus off of what we can attack with. So this is one of the things where the Thunder Mountain is becoming a little bit more difficult to deal with, especially since we don't play Marshadow. Might be the game where everything all crumbles for us, but our opponent got a really good start with the turn 2 Pika. And we're gonna see exactly what goes on here. Maybe they don't want to retreat. Maybe they're just gonna go for Tandem Shock. I honestly can't be certain. I might just knock out the Pika ROM this upcoming turn. Looks like our opponent's a little bit stuck here too. What did they play? Did they play a supporter? Okay, so they're gonna retreat. They have a switch. Are they gonna try to get a switch in their hands? There's a boss orders. Do they have the switch though is the question. If they had switch, they wouldn't have retreated. Okay, they're just gonna pass there. Okay, so let's go here. We have access to Quick Ball, so let's use it. Let's go Quick Ball, discarding this. Do we want to get Crobat or do we want to get Dedenne-GX? I think we go for Dedenne-GX because we still have Piers left in the deck. Let's bring up this Pika ROM because we can knock that out. Let's go to Dedenne-GX and see if we can get out of the active spot. Okay, so, I mean, we're chilling. We're largely chilling right now. We did get out of the active spot. Do we need a supporter is the question. I think we're just going to go here for a research. And we're going to switch the Jirachi, keeping the escape boards in play. We're going to do this one, attaching the escape boards. And we're going to go Max Phantom. So that's going to knock that out. Where can we draw our other 3 prize cards? We could be a boss orders away from winning the game. I don't know why I put 2 on the Jirachi, that's a mistake. Not like it really mattered. We're drawing 3 prize cards. We'll see exactly what happens here. We could win the game next turn. If our opponent decides to go to Dedenne-GX onto our Dragapult anyways, to get out of it, I think... I don't know. I should have probably put the damage counters on the Raichu instead of the extra one on the Jirachi. That was a miscount. You can see that it's not always about playing Pokemon perfect. It's about identifying your mistake and then doing the best you can around it. So just trying to find situations where you can become a better player. And I still find to this day that I can always improve as a player. I'm always in search of becoming a better player. Okay, the big charm is going to be the sneak play. There's the Dedenne. Rip. Our opponent's likely not going to knock out our active Dragapult, though, which puts us in a good spot. I don't think they're going to be doing any cute Pikarom plays. We'll see how it goes. Just waiting for what our opponent can do here. Reset stamp makes a lot of sense. But we do have the quick ball, we do have the boss orders, so we can go Crobat boss orders. We do have Energy Spinner as well. So I think, like, again, we do have options at this moment. It's not bad. We don't have a way to get around the Dedenne-GX, though. I just don't know what our opponent's going to do. Okay, so they're going to attack with Boltons. I'm also fine if they attack with Boltons. Okay, so they're going to take the knockout there. That's the part that hurts. So they could do 160. We haven't used our GX attack yet. So I'm actually going to send up the Dragapult because we have free retreat here. I'm going to go for Energy Spinner. I want to take my 2 prize card option off the field. I'm going to retreat. And I'm going to go for Tingly Return GX. So that's putting us in a perfect win for next turn. So they're paralyzed. There's our 3 prize cards on the Jirachi and on the Bolton V. So we could use Tingly Return because of the Thunder Mountain, using our opponent's own stadium against them. So if our opponent doesn't find a switch or an escape board, which they've used 2 switch, and they've played an escape board, they might find themselves in a tough position. Okay, Malolana gets them out of that active spot. That might be enough for us to lose the game. But we'll see exactly how it goes. I think we still have options to win this game next turn. We can always do extra damage with Zigzagoon on their Dedenne-GX. Because we virtually haven't played Scoop Up Net or Zigzagoon. Maybe they'll make us paralyzed. That might be the better play. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. I really hope they just attack us with the Boltons. That'd be the best thing that could happen to us. I don't know if they're trying to go for a reset stamp. They've already played 1 reset stamp. Okay. Did they find their Electro powers? Okay, so we're paralyzed. That's cool. So let's go Mysterious Treasure this away. We're going to try to thin through this deck as much as possible. So we do have access to Dragapult. We can go through more cards in our deck. So let's go Quick Ball away, Dragapult. Let's go ahead and grab our Zigzagoon. So we have 1 switch, 2 Scoop Up Nets. I don't know if it makes... There's probably nowhere that makes sense for us to attach an energy to. At this point, I really don't see it. We're going to retreat. There's no point of us even retreating at this point, so let's just see what the Dedenne-GX brings us. And then we have a Zigzagoon here. So that's putting it at 5. So that has 190 HP. we can retreat here into the Zigzagoon. Scoop up net the Zigzagoon, give our opponent the well played, just in case they don't want to watch us play it all out. We even had the other Zigzagoon there, just in case we need to do some extra damage. And we can go Max Phantom for the knockout, putting it at 200 damage and knocking out their Jirachi for us to win the game. So a couple mistakes on our half, but we were able to pull it out at the end, even though our prizing was a little bit weird. So that's what we got for the games that we just played. I mean, Dragapult was able to continuously go through the meta game for the most part. We played against two of the top tier decks, and Max Phantom is still one of the best attacks that we have in this game, contrary to what a lot of peeps are thinking. Now, one thing that I have realized is that this deck does not have stadiums, and that's something that might have adversely affected us in some of our games, or it might hurt us going forward. It might be something where we want to cut a Piers for like one chaotic swell, and that sounds like it might be okay. But overall, I think this list is kind of hot. I do like the addition of Piers in some capacity. We just got to be careful like how we play this deck. We saw in the one moment how we got caught up with the Yveltal-GX play, and I let a Raichu GX get hit by a Horror Psychic Energy, so I did my math a little bit wrong. So especially with Horror Psychic Energy, Yveltal-GX might require a little bit more work, and it might make it a little bit more difficult for your opponent to play into it, because our opponent also equally might have not attacked us with that Raichu. But it does create another layer of depth when it comes to this deck. I think it's a hot pick for the Atlas POG. I wouldn't necessarily put it as my top pick, but it's one of those things that I think you might be able to high roll the tournament a little bit, and has a lot better matchups than most people think. So maybe take this list, play around with it, see if there's anything that you want to change. Let me know in the comments below. And like I always say, remember to subscribe for more awesome content. Got a bunch of cool post-rotation lists coming out on the channel next week, and other great content, so be sure to stay tuned for that. That being said, I gotta run out of here, so I'll catch up with y'all later. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Really hope that you enjoyed watching that video. I totally enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like the video, share the video with everyone that you know, and subscribe to the channel as well. Totally appreciate all the support. We got a lot of cool things happening on the channel, so stay tuned for more. Be sure to check out the social links in the description. Thanks, and have yourself a great one.